Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and I have another neat review for you today. This is the LidiRC L15. Looking at the L15, you can tell right away, yeah, this is a clone of one of the Syma birds, and in particular, it is kind of a clone of both the Syma X5SC and the X5HW. How is that a clone of both? Well, for one thing, it's a Wi-Fi FPV flyer. It looks like a X5SC model, but it has altitude hold. So it's both an altitude hold and it's also an FPV flyer. Now, looking at the camera, we see that the camera is nicely pointed in a forward direction, so we shouldn't be seeing pictures of the ground while we're flying, so that'll help us in FPV flying. But we do notice that we have an extra long antenna, which tells us this is probably 2.4 gigahertz. So it is, yes, a Wi-Fi FPV flyer. Now, the battery that it uses is 650 milliampere hour X5C battery, so you can easily find them. It has white low C connectors there, so easily found, and you can get replacement batteries to keep you flying out in the field very easily. It does include the on-off switch that you see on the X5SC, and it's a three-pronged plug, so if you get tired of flying around with this Wi-Fi camera, you can actually replace this and fly around with, say, in a micro FPV camera, 5.8 gigahertz micro FPV camera, as you've seen me demonstrate on the X5C. This should work just equally as well if you want to do such. Other than that, again, the airframe is almost exact clone of the X5SC. So I'm pretty sure parts on either the X5C or the X5SC should be able to work with this particular quadcopter. Let's go over the transmitter. Transmitter is not a clone of the X5C transmitters. It supposedly has a range of 50 to 100 meters. Since this is a Wi-Fi FPV flyer, I'm expecting ranges out to about 50 meters, a little bit further than that pole right there, or halfway down the field. That's about as far as it'll get because of the interference on 2.4 gigahertz. But the buttons we got here are, this is for the rates, for selecting beginner, intermediate, expert, or I think it might just have 2 rates. We'll find out here shortly. If you wish to do flips, you press this button here. You can turn off the lights to save power by pressing this button here, or hold this button down for 2 seconds to enter headless mode. You can do an automatic takeoff and an automatic landing by pressing this button here quickly, and the motors will bring up into idle. I'm not sure if it actually lifts off the ground, but we'll find out here shortly. And one key return can be activated by a long press of this button here. Now, it says in the instructions that this is for the camera, for video and photos. Keep in mind, this is a Wi-Fi FPV flyer. There is no recording card on that camera. So the video that is recorded is only recorded to your phone via the app, which means this button here is inoperative for this model. This is for the recording C model, the C version, not the Wi-Fi version. And you could do emergency stop of the motors by, since this is a Wi-Fi FPV flyer, notice that the throttle is halfway up, which means that this quadcopter's motors are going to be running idle at all times. So if you crash or land in a tree, you want to turn off those motors quickly, or else they will burn out. And to do such, you bring the sticks down and inboard, and that will shut down the motors so that you don't burn out your motors in a crash. Remember that, folks. This is very important for most altitude hold quadcopters, since these motors continue running. Most of these altitude hold quadcopters, those motors run in idle, and if you land in a tree and those motors try to keep on turning, they are going to burn out, or even worse, it could burn out your flight control board. So, okay, we should be ready to go. I am going to turn on the quadcopter, and I had previously bound this quadcopter's Wi-Fi to my phone, since we are going to be operating Wi-Fi. Let me also stand over here in the shade for this flight, so that we'll be able to see, or I'll be able to see my phone. But I also got the Mobizen app on here, so I should be able to record what this quadcopter is seeing also. So let's put it on a flat level surface. There we go. Turning on the transmitter to bind it. We should be bound. Turning on my phone. And also I want to start recording of Mobizen. Where are you, Mobizen? I know you're there. There we go. Start now. Yeah, one of my viewers turned me on to this program, and it's actually pretty good. allows you to record the screen. Now I'm opening the app. It's called LidiRC. And LidiRC gives you two options, 720p start or play. 720p start does not work with this. This is a 0.3 megapixel camera, so we're going to hit play instead. And see if we got video. We do have video, and I am going to start recording this video. There. And it's recording, so we should be good to go. Starting the quadcopter with an automatic takeoff, which is this button here. Oh. Try that again. Doesn't work that way. The way this works apparently is to apply throttle. Okay, let's trim it up. Okay, relatively stable. Very stable actually, once you trim it. Well, one thing I want to find out is what happens when you lose power. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 2007, 2008, it lands itself. That is good. It will land itself when it runs out of range of the quadcopter, but it does it in about 8 seconds. Let's take off again. Let's stop the video. Starting the video again, recording. Trimming it again. And let's go up a little higher. Its throttle has like a step function as you go up. It's not smooth altitude increase. Also, the back green lights are flashing while I'm flying. I don't know if that means it indicates that I'm recording. Usually those do mean I'm recording, but let's go up to about that level there and rotate around the area. Trying it out. The camera, seeing how the camera works. That's the wind blowing it back, by the way, folks. So we have a breeze right about there. Now let's bring coming down a little lower, and I'm looking at my screen, and I'm not seeing anything on my screen. So let me land it again. Figure out what's going on here. Come toward me. Oh, one thing while we're here, let's try the headless mode. Headless mode is working, going outbound, pulling back, rotating. Headless mode works, going out and trying one key return. One key return, and it comes back in my general direction. So one key return does work. And coming out of headless mode now. Okay, let's bring it in for a landing. I want to try this automatic land button. Take off, land, and it just slowly descends, but you got to control while it's landing. And there we go, and it shuts down. Okay, I see in my camera now, and then I'm going to stop the recording there, and we are going to start the recording again, making sure I'm getting these videos. Now, why didn't that do an automatic takeoff before? Huh, okay, takeoff doesn't work. The way you do a takeoff is you apply throttle. And I'm looking at my FPV screen. It is hard to see out here today. But I hope Mobazin is working. But we'll go down the field a bit. Try the different rates. We're going to expert now, or intermediate. Oh, we do have an expert rate. And it is very maneuverable. Well, that's good. Let's bring it in close so you can see how maneuverable. Emergency stop. Why was that? Why'd that happen? I don't know. Maybe I pulled down the throttle on too much. Probably. Let's try that again. Yeah, I pulled down the throttle too quickly and it came down. So keep that in mind. It will descend quickly, but boy, this does funnels very well. Very maneuverable. Surprising for a what do you call it, altitude hold quadcopter. Okay, let's try to go around the pole without hitting it. I always hit that pole. Okay, we are at about 50 meters, so the 50 meters is true. Bringing it back in. Good flyer with altitude hold. I want to trim it so that it'll hold its position. So overall, yeah, it's an okay altitude hold flyer. I'm just going to fly it using altitude hold now for the remainder. Let's take it up a little bit higher right there. Let's go out that way there and then fly around and come back. And I'm going to stop the recording again to make sure I got what I've recorded already. You know, these toy grades, if you don't do this regularly, you will lose your videos that you record. Emergency, stop. Okay, and stopping the recording now. So I've got that clip. Now, I am wondering why this automatic takeoff doesn't work. What haven't I demonstrated yet? How about if I hold the button down? No, that's one key return, I know that. Okay, automatic takeoff doesn't work, but automatic landing does. Let's demonstrate the automatic landing one more time. Now let's go to a lower rate. We'll go up higher. Let's see how automatic landing works from a higher altitude. Land. I want to see how well this automatic landing works from this higher altitude. Still descending, still descending. Still descending. And does it shut down the motors? Yes, it does. It actually shuts down the motors very quickly, so that's good. Going back up again. To go up, you push up to start the motors apparently, and another push up to take off. So let's try that again so you'll understand that. It wasn't clear in the instructions that it does that, but apparently that's how you do it. So, one push to start the motors, and the second push to take off. So that's how this works. But yeah, the altitude hold in this it works good, actually. It's just the throttle. When you give it throttle to go up or down, it's not smooth. Watch, applying throttle. Well, that time it was smooth. Come back down, let's see it. Okay, hold that position there. It is. So yeah, it's a nice stable flyer, good for beginners. I should have fun with it. Let's get another video. I am recording, right? Yep, recording. So, bringing it back toward me. Let's do some side flying with this altitude hold. And back. Right. Very easy to fly. Altitude hold works well. So, okay, one more. How's my front lights LVC working yet? Yep, still got power. So we'll go down the field again. Go around the pole again one more time. Without hitting the pole. I'm looking at the shadow. Okay, so I should be able to turn now. This works very well. Okay, there goes the LVC, or power. We are out of juice, but it made itself, it automatically lands itself. It does not drop from the sky. That is good. And it turns its motors off after landing. That is good too. So that's good. This quadcopter apparently knows when it's on the ground and it shuts its motors down. That's nice. Okay, let's see if I can stop this video before I lose it. before I turn off the quadcopter. So we should have Mobizen video of this, and we should also have video from the quadcopter. Overall, yeah, it's a nice altitude hold flyer. I think the price is right on this too. If you check the link that I give you for this quadcopter, I think this is at least $10 cheaper than the quadcopters that this is a clone of. So if you want looking for an inexpensive version, this might be what you're looking for. So hope you enjoyed this flight. Again, this is the LiDi or LidiRC L15 Quadcopter 101, signing out.